You did everything right this month. Paid your bills, didn't go on some crazy shopping spree, didn't buy anything stupid. And yet, you open your banking app and the number staring back at you makes 0 sense. Where did $400 go? You scroll through the transactions. $38 here, $22 there, $14 for something you literally cannot remember buying. $11, $19, $26. None of it feels like a mistake. Each one, in the moment, felt completely fine. But together they hollowed out your account like termites through wood. Quietly, invisibly, completely. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The financial decisions destroying most people aren't the big ones. The big purchases are obvious. You see them coming, you think about them. It's the small, forgettable, frictionless spending that kills you. The stuff you barely register making. And the reason it keeps happening isn't because you're irresponsible. It's because your environment is rigged against you. Willpower isn't the answer. If it were, you'd have fixed this already. What actually works is changing your systems, your defaults, your environment. These are 15 habits that do exactly that.
Habit 1. The waiting period. Impulse is fast. Regret is slow. That gap is where retailers make their money. The moment you want something is the worst possible time to buy it. Desire peaks immediately and fades fast. Retailers know this, which is why everything is engineered to get you from want to purchased as quickly as possible. The fix: create a mandatory delay. Under $50, wait 24 hours. $50 to $200, wait 72 hours. Over $200, wait a full week. Write the item down, what it is, what it costs, why you want it. When the window closes, check the list. Half those items you won't even care about anymore. You don't need discipline here. You just need a pause. The impulse does the rest of the work by dying on its own. Habit 2. Kill the marketing pipeline. Every promotional email you receive was designed by a team of people whose only job is to make you spend money you weren't planning to spend. Flash sales manufacture urgency. Low stock warnings manufacture scarcity. New arrivals manufacture novelty. None of this is neutral information. It's engineered desire delivered straight to your inbox daily. Spend 1 hour unsubscribing from everything. Use Unroll Me to batch the process. Mark persistent senders as spam. Within 2 weeks, something shifts. You stop knowing about sales. You stop being reminded that products exist. The constant low-grade pressure to buy things you weren't thinking about simply disappears. So does a lot of the spending it was generating. Habit 3. Delete the apps. Your phone is a spending machine. Shopping apps are specifically designed to compress the distance between wanting and buying. One-tap checkout, saved payment info, push notifications about items you browsed 3 days ago. That frictionlessness is the problem. Delete them. Amazon, Target, any retail app you have. If you genuinely need to order something, open a browser, navigate to the site, log in manually. That extra 60 seconds of friction creates space for reconsideration that the app deliberately eliminates. Most impulse purchases don't survive inconvenience.
Habit 4. Check your balance every morning. Not to obsess, not to stress, just to know. Most people check their accounts when something feels off or right before a purchase they're unsure about. That means spending the majority of the month completely disconnected from their financial reality. 30 seconds every morning. Before email, before social media, before anything. Open the app, look at the number. That's it. When you know exactly where you stand, spending decisions become more conscious throughout the day. Ambient awareness is more powerful than any budget app. Habit 5. Track everything for 1 month. Not forever, that's not sustainable and you won't do it. But 1 full month of tracking every single purchase rewires your spending awareness permanently. Write down the amount, what it was, and why you bought it. Every coffee, every delivery order, every random online purchase at 11 p.m. At the end of the month, review it. Patterns will show up that genuinely shock you. You'll find categories where you spent 3 times what you thought. You'll find purchases you made that you have zero memory of. You'll see exactly what emotional state you were in when the spending spiked. That visibility changes your behavior even after you stop tracking. You can't unsee a pattern once you've seen it clearly. Habit 6. Monthly subscription audit. Subscriptions are designed to be invisible. Companies know that low-friction billing and high-friction cancellation is their most profitable combination. The average person dramatically underestimates what they're paying for subscriptions monthly. Go pull up your last 2 bank statements right now and add up every recurring charge. For each one, ask this exact question. If I weren't already subscribed, would I sign up for this today at this price? If the answer is anything other than an immediate yes, cancel it. You can always resubscribe when you actually want it. You almost never will.
Habit 7. Separate accounts for separate purposes. When all your money lives in one account, every dollar feels available for everything. The rent money and the dinner money look identical. There's no structural separation, just a mental one, and mental accounting fails under any kind of pressure. Open a second account, minimum. One for fixed expenses and bills, one for actual spending money. Set automatic transfers on payday so the bill money moves immediately. What stays in your spending account is genuinely yours to spend. You're not doing mental math about upcoming expenses. The structure handles it. This one change eliminates the single most common reason people get blindsided by their balance, accidentally spending money that was already spoken for. Habit 8. Use cash for your worst categories. There's real neuroscience behind this. Handing over physical cash activates loss-related responses in the brain that card payments simply don't trigger. Studies consistently show people spend 15 to 20% more when paying with cards. Identify your highest spending categories: dining out, entertainment, clothing. Withdraw a fixed cash amount at the start of each week. When it's gone, it's gone. The envelope method makes it visual. Separate envelopes for separate categories. Seeing $30 left in your food envelope on the 22nd creates behavioral adjustment instantly. The same information buried in an app you check twice a month does nothing. Habit 9. Add friction to your easiest spending paths. Think about where your money disappears most effortlessly. Food delivery, in-app purchases, a specific website you always end up spending more than you meant to. Now make those paths harder. Remove saved payment methods so you have to enter your card manually every time. Log out of accounts so purchasing requires logging back in. Use a website blocker during your highest risk hours. Each additional step is another moment to ask whether you actually want this. Most impulse purchases don't survive 4 friction points. And you're not fighting your willpower here. You're fighting a system designed with billions of dollars of optimization behind it. Friction levels the playing field. Habit 10. One in, one out. Every new physical item you bring home requires removing one item of the same category. New shoes come in, old shoes leave. New kitchen gadget comes in, an existing one goes out. This habit changes the felt cost of acquisition. When you know they'll have to give something up, new purchases feel more expensive, because they are. It also forces you to evaluate whether the new thing is actually better than what you already own. Most of the time, when you go to find what you'd remove, you realize you don't want to. And just like that, the purchase becomes unnecessary.
Habit 11. Calculate cost per use. This reframe alone changes how you evaluate almost every purchase. Take the price, estimate realistically how many times you'll use it over its life. Divide. A $70 blender you use every morning for 3 years costs you less than 4 cents per use. A $30 blender that breaks in 4 months costs you 25 cents per use. The cheap option was the expensive one. This math works in reverse too. The $40 shirt you wear once to an event costs $40 per use. The $120 jacket you wear 100 times costs $1.20 per use. Run this before any meaningful purchase. The numbers will consistently surprise you. Habit 12. Never shop emotional. Stress, boredom, anxiety, loneliness, these all drive people toward purchasing as a coping mechanism. But here's what catches most people off guard. Positive emotions are just as dangerous. Excitement, celebration, feeling good about yourself, all of these lower your inhibition and inflate your willingness to spend. Strong emotion of any kind is a red flag before a purchase. Before anything non-essential, do a quick check. What's my emotional state right now? If the answer is anything elevated, positive or negative, delay it. The waiting period from Habit 1 handles this naturally. The spending often has nothing to do with the item. It's about managing a feeling. Once you can see that pattern, you can address the feeling directly instead of through your wallet. Habit 13. Shop with a written list, always. Stores are not designed for your benefit. Every layout decision, every product placement, every free sample station exists to generate purchases you didn't plan to make. Walking into a store without a list is walking into an environment engineered to extract more money from you than you intended to spend. Write down exactly what you need before you go. Not groceries, milk, eggs, chicken thighs, spinach, olive oil. Specific. Then commit. You buy what's on the list, nothing else. If you see something you want that isn't on the list, write it down for later. Apply the waiting period. You'll forget about most of it before you're back. Habit 14. Sleep on anything over $100. Something real happens to decision-making after a night's sleep. Purchases that felt urgent at 9 in the evening genuinely feel different at 9 in the morning. This isn't philosophical. Brain chemistry changes during sleep in ways that shift how you weigh immediate reward against future consequences. Make it a non-negotiable rule. Nothing over $100 gets purchased same day. Add it to a list, sleep on it. If it still makes sense in the morning, buy it. If it doesn't, you just saved yourself from a decision your tired evening brain was making. Habit 15. Make your progress visible. Spending delivers immediate, visible reward. New thing, immediate gratification. Not spending delivers nothing visible in the moment, which is why restraint feels like deprivation. Fix the asymmetry. Create something physical or visual that tracks your financial progress. A savings chart on your wall, a spreadsheet progress bar, a number you update manually every week. Every time you skip an unnecessary purchase, move that amount to your goal tracker and update the visual. The $40 you didn't spend becomes $40 visibly added towards something that actually matters to you. This creates a different kind of reward, slower, quieter, but cumulative in a way that buying things never is. And over time, the compounding satisfaction of watching real progress builds becomes more compelling than any impulse purchase ever was. None of these 15 habits require willpower. That's the point. Willpower is finite, unreliable, and exhausted by the end of every long day. Building a financial life on willpower is like trying to carry water in your hands. Some gets through, but most of it doesn't. What these habits do instead is change the environment, change the defaults, change the systems. Remove triggers before they can trigger anything. Add friction before impulse can convert into a transaction. Make awareness automatic so unconscious spending becomes impossible to ignore. The money leaving your account isn't leaving through one big mistake. It's leaving through dozens of small, invisible, perfectly reasonable feeling decisions that compound silently until you're staring at a balance that doesn't make sense. These habits target exactly that. Pick 3 this week, the 3 that match your biggest leaks. Work those until they're automatic. Then add more. The bleeding doesn't stop all at once, but it does stop.